actually delve into the challenges bit, I wanted to focus on the patient care bit first.
Okay.
So how do you see technology, reshaping the future of patient care in health tech as a domain?
I think very clearly the need for technology in the entire healthcare process is huge, and that's primarily because the demand supply is not in valid purpose.
Sure.
First thing, so we need to reach more. We need to reach more with a higher degree of accuracy. The nature of healthcare, we need to be omnipresent, and omnipresent with human services is going to be a significant challenge. So we'll have to augment it with technology that guides the outcomes, well monitored, and provides that 24/7 and that, if I may call it, the error-free environment that a normal person expects out of the healthcare delivery.
Sure.
So that's kind of where healthcare and technology will have to work closer in trying to make sure that we are able to provide that level of clinical service, that level of outcome-driven service for the nature of it, with speed to diagnosis and a better evidence-based pathway and protocol-driven treatment activity, so that there is a speed to recovery. So then that's really what people are expecting out of the healthcare. Absolutely. And technology will have to partner with healthcare. Healthcare will have to partner with technology and make this friendship happen.
The friendship has to happen, of course, for patient care to be the absolute best in India, of course, because that is the current need.
Yes.
Moving on, sir, I just wanted to understand any challenges that the healthcare as a domain is facing currently. Any 3 challenges that you want to focus on?
I think the biggest challenge that will be there is talent. And while there is a huge need, the talent pool in terms of the clinical services, the ancillary services, as well as the healthcare support services, even administrative and operational services, I think that talent is significantly less than what is seen in the. That is one.
So when you say talent, is it IT related? Primarily?
In general, I would say IT talent. Of course, since we are in the field of technology, I'd focus on the IT talent, but also in terms of the clinical talent and the operations talent. So overall, the industry, I think, is starved for talent, which is a little surprising, because you'll say that here is an industry where there is so much of demand, then why should talent be there? And that's, I think, where the future of skilling and education on the entire health services, not only limited to core medical education, which is a big part of it, but not limited to it, needs to scale up. So that's definitely one aspect. The second aspect, coming to technology, is while technology as an option is available, while the art of possibility today is reasonably proven on what technology can do, the cost of technology is not matching the scale of the economy. So that means that when you try to put these together, the cost becomes higher than what the economy of the industry can manage.
Sure.
And if that happens, costs will increase. And the whole purpose of bringing technology into healthcare delivery is to bring in efficiency and reduce costs.
Sure.
Efficiency, yes, but cost has to reduce. You can't say with efficiency I'll get cost. That's not a fair argument. So today we are not fully able to do that at large scale. Having said that, it is not disillusioning also. Enough models have now been done in smaller scales to prove that with technology and higher efficiency, costs can come down. I think we'll have to work diligently to scale it to the capacity of India.
Okay.
And public sector India, private sector India, all of it in terms of healthcare, not limited to just a few sectors. So that's another one. The third aspect I would say is, I think we need to focus a little more on governance and guiding rules for healthcare delivery in India.
Yes.
Not again limited only to technology, but overall, I think there has to be a little more regulations. Regulations that aid care delivery from a citizen patient perspective, regulations that aid care delivery from a provider and an institution perspective. So this is not one versus the other, but to ensure that the wholesome entity can function seamlessly in a well-governed manner, well regulated so that the right things can be done at the right time for the right set of people to get the right set of outcomes.
Truly.
So we need to bring all of that together. This is not to police somebody or challenge somebody. That's, I think sometimes regulation is taken with a little bit of negativity there. I don't think we should be looking at it that way. We should be looking at it as an overall industry coming for providing greater degrees of accountability and outcomes. So that the purpose of healthcare delivery, the purpose of healthcare driving economy, the purpose of healthcare driving employment and ancillary sectors, all of them proliferate and grow very well. So I think all of that should be there. So regulations, I think.
Yeah, regulations absolutely is mandatory, sir, because currently I see startups popping in and then going down with no accountability whatsoever, and then there are people suffering so badly because of those startups.
It disrupts the continuity of service. While it is disappointing to see startups going down.
Trust factor also, sir.
Obviously, then people start taking a step back in terms of while the innovation is there, the innovation is not sustainable.
Yes.
And because of that, our commitment to the patient community starts getting affected.
Absolutely.
So you take a step back, and that starts putting you in a very conservative mindset of suspecting the technology and the availability of technology, suspecting the technology and the sustainability of it, suspecting the technology and the talent around it. So it becomes a one-off burst of good clean air, and then the air gets polluted, and that's disappointing. I think similar aspects are happening. So I think we need to bring better accountability and sustainability into it. Like merely the promise of technology is not good enough.
Truly, sir, truly. So I was recently in touch with another CIO of a very big hospital healthcare chain, and he spoke about digital transformation in healthcare. So how do you see it happening in healthcare as a domain in the next 5 years? And he also briefly touched upon, healthcare focusing on robotic surgery, then it moving on to telesurgery right now. So any thought over there?
Digital transformation is imperative. So there is no more conversation in terms of whether digital transformation will happen, whether it's applicable. It is clearly there. It is for all of us to consume it in the right capsules so that we can add various degrees of operational efficiency, financial efficiency, clinical efficiency and service efficiency into our entire healthcare delivery system. And that when we do, you'll have to couple the standard operating processes that are there with the best in class in terms of the guidelines, the certifications, some of the self-regulatory activities that are there, quality activities that are there, technology activities that are there. So you bring all of that into perspective. So all these will get into a mixture of recalibrating our people, our process and our technology using digital as a fabric across the enterprise. So that's really where digital transformation is happening. And now because of this, you start looking at outcomes. And like what I was mentioning earlier, looking at clinical outcomes. And those clinical outcomes need to go with high degree of precision.
Yes.
You want to ensure that the clinical outcome out of a procedure is precise, is accurate, and it is not causing any secondary issues.
Yes.
So those are places where you look at robotic surgery to be that, or that there is limited blood loss. There's a high degree of accuracy and precision when a doctor is going after a certain tumor that he needs to extract without affecting the organs close by. And this ensures that the recovery time is faster. So obviously that robotics is paired with a stream of digital solutions and a stream of digital solutions that also guide the provider through the data and the analysis of the data that can happen. So that's the robotic surgery part that is making good inroads into seeing, and this is where you see medical technology, biomedical technology and information technology actually coming together and actually delivering healthcare technology. So that's really one critical. Now that takes us to telesurgeries also. So now with geography not being a limiting factor, you start looking at the experts being available elsewhere, and with high quality video availability and a high quality network, the ability for a guided surgery where the experts are anywhere other than the physical location, and the person in the physical location is competent and the experts around them are guiding, and thereby ensure that you're able to provide that clinical expertise in a geography where the experts are not physically present but still are able to derive the benefits out of it.
Yeah.
I think those are the aspects where you're looking at tele-guided surgery.
Yes.
We've gone further in terms of some of these through the networks are able to be operated from remote activity with a well qualified person at the patient's side.
Yes.
So the combination of experts there through network and technology guiding robotic based surgery equipment so that can operate on a patient. All these technologies are there. They are operating in scale. They are available in pretty normal consumption. It's not a unique or a rare thing. But again, we'll have to ensure that these are available so that we are able to bring in good outcomes. We're able to bring in good outcomes at scale and at cost and not compromising any quality parameters.
And widely available also.
And so those are necessarily part of the whole proposition. It's not just showing the promise of a certain innovation. So I think that's really how I see robotics and teleguided surgery.
Sure, sir. Last closing question, sir. Any closing thoughts on AI and how is it transforming healthcare, or it will transform healthcare?
See, AI, again, leaving aside the hype around AI, I think the ability for data to be curated meaningfully to cohorts of the human samples in our country and the variations of the human samples in our country because of the genetic variations and all of that, getting all that data in and allowing the data to guide decision making through a combination of evidence-based algorithms as well as through a combination of various strains of information that can be adopted, decision making, if I may call it, alarms and reminders and alerts that can be put in so that the right decisions can be enabled and the right variety of options can be considered fast, considered at point of service, and considered so that the speed to diagnosis is significantly reduced and the speed to treatment pathway is increased, as well as the outcomes are reasonably guaranteed. Guarantee is a strong word to use, but that's really what we want out of the healthcare system. So that's when we bring in some sort of algorithms, and if that algorithms is guided by knowledge, by huge samples of variety of data, I think that's the place where AI can be of a significant augmenting, enabling support to the overall healthcare delivery system.
So, but don't you think it's all about feeding in data and then it not being 100% accurate lately?
Absolutely right. The data is going to have its fair degree of bias.
Yes.
It's going to have its fair degree of inequality in terms of samples. And that is where I think today we are looking at AI being a guide and an enabler.
Correct.
AI is not there to make core decisions.
Yes.
It helps you bring things closer. No doubt the bias is there because the data samples is not entirely what I may call pure.
Yes.
So there will be a degree of that, and that's where use it in terms of it. So it's like going to a library and referring a book. Just because you're referring a good encyclopedia doesn't mean everything is absolutely to the point.
Yes.
The information is well curated.
Yes.
But you still need to make some point of care judgments. It helps you bring that process closer and guided by science and intelligence.
Yes.
Guided by the efficiency of medicine and technology. I think that's where if you're looking at just somebody taking over and doing stuff, I think it's just looks like a fictional activity, and we're just trying to think of what we would like to have, but we're getting away from reality. So I think we need to stick to reality in terms of what it can do and what benefits it can bring in, rather than take sides in terms of is it the sole responsibility. I think that's not fair to have such aspects of science and technology.
Yes, I mean this answer gives me a lot of satisfaction, sir. Truly an honor talking to you. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks.